Hi guys, the Japanese Grand Prix just took place today morning, and Arpit and I are back with a quick recap and our thoughts on the race. So let's just get straight to the point. Arpit, was that Daniel's fault?
No, not maybe a bit, but then again, not exactly fault. He was looking towards the left. As a driver, yes, I mean, you would expect a driver to be aware of both the sides, but yeah, I mean, it's just that start of the race, and yeah. So, and it's just like what shit happens, that kind
It
of a thing.
happens. But of course, Williams didn't need that shit to happen. They already down one chassis in Australia. Now um, I mean, the repair bill for Williams, my God. And
You should have seen the look on the faces of the mechanics.
yeah, and I think during the commentary you heard, now the other parts, even if Alex's damage did not, you know, damage the chassis, just everything, from the push rod suspension and all of those will have to be changed. And, those are carbon fiber parts. They can't be cheap.
Yeah.
It's only 1 week before the race in Shanghai. Yeah,
Also for Daniel, there was this very interesting shot. So after retiring, Daniel was standing with his race engineer, and just two steps behind him, Liam Lawson was standing. There was like that perfect frame that yes, this could very well they could swap position soon if Daniel keeps performing this way. Lawson could take his place.
yeah, Daniel just, I mean, he was the last driver on the grid. I mean, yesterday after qualifying, so during the Aether event, I was actually watching the qualifying. And during qualifying, I said, okay, fine. Daniel came 11th. Okay, he didn't make it to Q3. And Yuki, of course, home crowd, he got into Q3. But, I said, okay, fine. He's on a very charity, it's 11th was good for the RB team because, it's not a
Yeah.
good car. And then today this happens. I mean, you feel for Williams, you feel for Daniel, but I, I mean, at this rate, I don't know how. I mean, if Daniel will survive till very far into the European season.
Yeah, that seems unlikely unless he finds a new gear like Perez has. So he'll have to find that gear.
Whereas from the gear yesterday, I mean, this was the closest he's been in qualifying. I mean, within a tenth, it was quite
Yeah.
remarkable. Even though Max said he had some spare time. Um, Max won, Perez
But
came second. Not that much drama at the
this is
front.
the third time he's this is the third time Perez has come second. So yeah, he's a lot more consistent than the previous season.
And the Red Bull is faster. The Red Bull is better. Even the Ferrari. And yeah, the other thought I had, with Lewis saying let's let George pass and all of that. Um, Mercedes just isn't there, and it's not a bad engine because McLaren is doing very very well with the same engine. So
But yeah,
I mean, is this a slow decline of Mercedes-Benz? Not Mercedes-Benz, Mercedes-AMG, the team? Or is Mercedes just going through the motions before the new set of regulations in 2026, which is what I think is happening.
yeah, I don't think much is going to change before 2026, and it remains to be seen in 2026 how far and how big of a leap they can make. I mean, if see, we also have to understand that while as fair as people might call Mercedes AMG to Ben Lewis, we have to also go back and remember that when these changes were coming, of course, there was less social media then, so that's why it did not become much of a big thing. But there was always this story about Mercedes getting a leak and getting to know the rules long time before others, which gave them a head start. They developed the car, which is the reason why they dominated the hybrid era. Now, are they in that position right now? No. So they'll have to play fair and square, which they haven't in the past. And while they are being forced to play that game, they are being beaten. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think 2026 is going to be easy for them.
Nor do I. And I mean, just look at, I mean, McLaren and Ferrari are doing a great job, and a Ferrari 3-4. Ferrari even, I mean, letting Carlos race Charles and Carlos coming third. I mean, I was just thinking during the race, and I tweeted it also. Um, Lewis has made a smart move by going to Ferrari next year. I'm not sure Ferrari's made a smart move by signing Lewis next year. So Carlos is clearly the
So
driver
Carlos
on the
makes
move. Yeah.
Carlos makes Ferrari's decision look wrong every weekend, every race weekend.
And Ferrari got strategy right this race, all through
Yeah, yeah,
last season,
absolutely.
we used to make fun of Ferrari strategy. Today, Ferrari did proper strategy, proper calls. Vasseur has got some confidence back in their team. I
Yeah.
think Ferrari will be challenging for more race wins in the second half of the season. I mean, competitive race wins, not those where Max goes out. Yuki as well. Yuki did very well. I was reading an article how on Planet F1 about people don't give Yuki all that much credit because they all think he's a Honda driver. But he's been doing well. He's been beating
No.
his teammates fair and square.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's a good driver. I mean, today, if you look at his twice through the S's on
Yeah,
the outside, he pulled off the overtaking maneuver. It
yeah.
was phenomenal. You need really, it's you need balls to go on
Yeah.
the outside
I
through an
mean, you
assist.
might have your balls to become a bit bigger on your home race, but for me, Yuki was the driver of the day. Um, it's the only trophy Max doesn't usually win on a race weekend, the driver of the day trophy. Uh,
I'm saying the only way to see Max's race is using that helmet cam on the F1 TV. That's the only thing you can do.
yeah, I mean, oh, by the way, I saw your tweet about fan code, but if you're in India, you can watch F1 through fan code. I had my F1 TV Pro account, which lapsed before this race, but I renewed it. I didn't even want to go down the fan code route. Um, Tell us what your
Yeah,
experience was.
fan code is not
Was.
bad. Yeah, for someone who's starting to watch Formula One, it's okay. I mean, you get to see the race, it's all fine. The problem with fan code is that, you know, the resolution is not as sharp as what you get in F1 TV Pro. There are jitters, lags. Commentary starts only 5 minutes before the race. So you have to watch race in a silent mode, which is kind of odd. A lot of issues. The driver radio that comes in. So suddenly you have got the volume set at a certain level, but the driver radio is maybe 40% of that. So a lot of flaws. But yeah, I mean, for the money for a new person, it's fine.
So how much does fan code cost?
600 a year.
Which is much better than the $30 a year you will pay for um,
So
yeah, F1
yeah,
TV
I
Pro.
mean,
So that's almost $30 a year is almost 2,500 bucks. So that's a lot of money, right? More than
yeah.
2,600 bucks. So it's 2,000 bucks.
No, now they've started taking payment in INR. So today, when I renewed my F1 TV subscription, they've started taking payment in INR. So it was 24.99 exactly.
24.99. Okay, 2,500 bucks, right? So it's
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's the conversion. So I got that as well. I see if you are a old-time Formula One fan like both of us are, F1 TV Pro makes a lot more sense. Because you can get the helmet cam, as you
true.
said, you can get a driver cam, you can get where people are. It is my problem is with F1 TV Pro and the F1. There is no way of doing that on a smart TV like mine. I know they have support for Amazon Fire Stick, but I have a LG smart TV, and in any smart TV, any brand of smart TV, we're not using a Fire Stick. There is no F1 TV app. I actually watch
Yeah,
F1 on my laptop. Prefer it just easier to switch, it's just easier on the laptop or the mobile. But F1 TV Pro, you get 4K if you have the bandwidth. Anyway, we'll try and do another one of these before
But you
Shanghai.
can always use screen. You can use screen mirroring. I still
Only from
like to
your
watch it on
phone
the
to the
big
TV.
television screen.
Only from the phone to the
Yeah,
TV, not from your laptop to the TV. So
phone to the TV, and then I use two other tablets for helmet cam and the map.
yeah, you can have multi F1 TV
So
Pro allows you to have multiple streams on your at the same time.
six.
Uh, we'll try and do another one before Shanghai. Uh, I think this is the first time they're racing in Shanghai since COVID. So 2019 was the last
2019 was
race.
the last.
So, and Shanghai is the first sprint of the season. Carlos said in his interview it's going to be interesting. They only have 1 hour of practice before they go in for
Practice, yeah.
this. So it'll be interesting. Not a track that's seen much action as well. China doesn't have too many racing series going there as is. Uh,
Correct.
would like be interesting to see. It is a Herman Tilke special in Shanghai. But actually quite similar to the track in Noida. So looking forward to that. Yeah, thanks, Arpit. Thanks on the Sunday. See you guys again. I
Yeah.
know a couple of people I
See
keep on
you.
meeting, who keep on talking about F1. I know many of you are fans of F1. You have questions. Yeah, do reach out to both of us on X and other platforms, and see you guys soon.